Johnson.
Welcome to Ask an Adult Sports Situation Network. I'm your host, 12, and we're here to talk about the Bears recap. And I'm just telling you guys right here, right now, what a wonderful year, amazing year. Now, it did take me a while to cool down because the whole situation was crazy. We won crazy games that most thought that we shouldn't win, and then we lost games that we shouldn't have lost. And that bridge has to be built. And I think that all in all, even though it took me a while to cool down because the loss was unnecessary, it was ridiculous, and we should be playing today in Seattle. But all in all, and that being said, we're not. So looking forward, what do we have? What do we actually have? Well, Ryan Poles made the right moves when he needed to make the right moves. If he would have had an itchy finger on the trigger, he might have tried to go after Harbaugh. But instead, him and Ian Cunningham and the rest at the top were patient, and they pulled the trigger on Ben Johnson when he became available, and the feelings were mutual. A+. I give that an A+ as a recap. You have the right coach. And the best thing I love about Ben is that he's fired up, he's intense, he's all about business, he's serious, he knows when to laugh, he knows when to joke, he knows when to have fun, but he also knows when to get down to business. And that's what you want, somebody who's a player's coach, but yet a real captain that can actually steer and direct this ship. And I think that we have that now. So that's one thing checked off the list. The next thing, what do we have for sure right now? We have a quarterback. Yes, sir. We got a superstar. Every time he made a throw, and you thought it was the best throw you ever seen in NFL history, not just Bears football, but in history, he topped it with another great throw, even better than the last. This guy, the Iceman, he will freeze opponents out. You give him a shot, and he's going to hit the bullseye. Now, like Michael Jordan and other greats, it's not always going to be perfect, but the one thing that we have in the bag is he's young, he's learning. And his decision making is only going to get better. His footwork's only going to get better. His accuracy, although I'm not a fan of the fact that he sometimes will miss somebody who's 10 to 15 yards downfield or wide open, but yet he can run backwards and then run all the way back to the 40 and launch that shit 55 yards in the air straight to Cole Kmet in the back left side of the end zone. Incredible. If you have somebody who can do that, then he can easily tighten up the other stuff. So, young Caleb, man, proud of you, brother. Proud of you, man. You got a long way to go. But then again, if it was a short road, you wouldn't have much of a career. So it's all about that hard work and that execution and getting things done. And all in all, I think I'm very proud of how the Bears season unfolded besides that loss to Los Angeles, which was a gift to Sean McVay, who will be playing here shortly. It was a gift. But the thing is, how do we secure our gift for ourselves next year? Maybe we don't want to do a cherry pie and give away what we have to somebody else. So next year, what are we looking at? I'm saying we're looking at edge rusher. Yes, we need an edge rusher. And there's two ways to go about it. You can either make a trade. You can make a groundbreaking trade, which might include somebody like a DJ Moore and draft picks. Should we do that? Comment below if you think we should trade DJ Moore. Now, my personal opinion is you need DJ Moore. You need that veteran leadership. You need somebody who can play every game, every snap, even when he's injured. People are up in arms about how he gave up on that play. Yes, he did give up on that play in a sense. There was a lapse, but then again, he might have been injured. He might have been hurt. He hit his head on the ground. That ground is hard in the negative temperature. So maybe he was feeling slightly concussed, or who knows what the situation is. But then again, the play call is more to blame than the actual not following through by DJ Moore because whatever his situation was. The telling thing is he hasn't been talking to the press at all. We haven't heard from him since. And from what I heard, he cleared out his locker pretty early. But be easy on him. We need to be hard when it's time to be hard, but be easy on him because there's two other things that preceded that whole situation. Caleb making the decision to go to him. Maybe Caleb did not know what the situation was with him. Maybe he could have went straight down the field. Or maybe it was the play call. What do you guys think? Do you think the play call should have been more conservative going down the field, knowing that the game was in the bag? You're only 15 yards away from kicking the field goal, 12 to 15 yards, and you'll be well within the range. And that would have been a kick that would have sealed the deal and put Chicago in Seattle today. But sometimes a coach, just like he has to save himself from bad calls, sometimes he has to save his players from bad calls, which includes himself. Because if you would have called something more conservative going down the field, then what do you have? A little dink and dunks, some runs here and there. It was only the second down. Time's on our side. It's overtime. You seal the deal and you seal that game. So moving forward, what do we need so we're not in these type of positions and we can actually create space between us and the other teams instead of coming back every fourth quarter? Now, if we have to come back, we got somebody who can do that. That's not the problem. You always need that Superman. You always need that Michael Jordan. When it's time to be clutch, he's clutch. But what do we need? So getting back to the edge rusher position, there's going to have to be some cuts made before we can make some moves because we need to get under that cap. The cap space, really, I think from what I read, we might be a few $1 million over that space. So correct me if I'm wrong. But the thing is, what do you do at this point? Do you actually sign a Trey Hendrickson who's coming off an injury? And we don't know exactly how well he's going to play because coming out of his injury, he hasn't been playing the same. And he is on the wrong side of 30, as they say. But it also depends on how well he's conditioned. Or do you go for a Max Crosby? And I believe a Max Crosby is going to cost you quite a bit. Now, they may covet somebody like a DJ Moore in case they do pick Fernando, which everybody's saying is a done deal. They get Fernando Mendoza, a young, bright quarterback with great decision-making and great accuracy. You're going to want somebody that he can throw to, and DJ Moore could be that piece. Now, would it be a pretty much of a fair trade? You know, DJ Moore for Max Crosby? And then, or are they going to want some draft picks on top of that? I don't know what the deal is going to be. But what do you guys think we should do? Do we trade for a pass rusher like a Max Crosby? Or do we go for a Trey Hendrickson that's available that we could just deal with contract-wise and not have to give up any of our assets? I say if Trey is healthy, he's always a top 5 when it comes to pressures and when it comes to sacks. And I believe last year he was the leader. So, you know, with Myles Garrett breaking the record and everything this year, he is completely off the table. But if it comes down to those two, and he is actually a full healthy go, I think it's best to go the Trey Hendrickson route. I think he's like a year maybe older, no more than 2 years older. But you guys let me know what you guys feel. But I think at the same time, you have to be cognizant of your future, and you just can't leverage everything. So, but with that being said, the Super Bowl window is officially open with Caleb Williams at the helm right now. So the thing is, in my personal opinion, you have to make a move. So hopefully Ryan Poles has free range to be able to make the moves that he needs to make. I hope he's not handcuffed. And if he's not handcuffed, and him and Ian, if Ian's still with us, comes together, I think they're going to make the right moves. They're going to make the right picks in the draft, and they're going to go after the right people, and they're going to keep who they think we need moving forward. Now, when it comes back to our safeties, Kevin Byard, I think that's somebody you have to re-sign. If nothing at all, his leadership, him being a constant pro, and also being a leader when it comes to interceptions, solidifies him on this team. And I don't think he's going to fall off next year just because he had a great year this year. I don't think the fall off is going to be that great. Now, if you put an edge rusher in there, I think his actual production might go up, to be honest with you. And then the other thing is Kevin Brisker. When it comes to Brisker, what do you do with Brisker? Do you guys think we should keep Brisker? Because let me tell you something. When somebody goes through a concussion and they've been injured, it takes a while for him to come back. Now, he did play every game this year. He did do that. So he cleared that hurdle, which is a great thing. And then in the last game of the season, we saw the Jaquan Brisker that we know him to be. We saw somebody who was spectacular, doing it all back there, as far as defense, sacks, knocking the balls down, great coverage, everything that you needed. If he's back and he's healthy, Ryan Poles, do not overlook him. Make sure you take a look at him. Make sure he's healthy because he deserves a contract too. Now, how do you make both of those fit? I don't know. But all these other teams find a way, so you can find a way as well. Do you guys think that we should keep both Jaquan Brisker and Kevin Byard moving forward and pick up that edge rusher somehow? Let me know, guys. I think this is going to be an exciting year. This is nothing to turn your nose up at. It didn't end the way we wanted, but the thing is, it can next year. this window for the Super Bowl is wide open. I don't think there's other quarterbacks that intimidates the Bears. I think Caleb is actually an intimidating factor. And if we make the right moves this offseason, and second year being the second year under Ben Johnson, all these guys are going to grow, and I think it's going to be phenomenal growth because now they know the playbooks more. They know what's in the playbook. They can open up the playbook and be able to give more. Now, the other thing is the coaching staff. I don't know what's going to happen with the coaching staff as of yet. Right now, we know Eric Bieniemy went back to Kansas City, and that's a huge loss for us. But these players already have that coaching instilled in them, and they could bring in somebody just to carry that torch from this point forward. So, what do I think about the Bears season? I think it was pretty great, almost damn near illustrious. It gave us the highs, it gave us the lows, it gave us everything that a fan would want. And then at the end, because we did not go for a field goal on one of those couple of attempts, we lost by a field goal. But next year, let's make it different. Hit that thumbs up, do subscribe, and next time we pull up in your YouTube feed, make sure you get your ass in.
Trash Fans, where real fans gear up, hit the rival's locker to take shots at your opponents while having a good time, or rep your squad from the home locker. Talk trash without saying a word. Get yours at trashfans.com. Have fun! It's Trash Talk season. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button and check out our new store, trashfans.com, where real fans gear up with the wildest sports gear in the game. See you guys in the next episode.